In our everyday lives, we face a series of deadlines. In the United States, there's one that is looming over many of us, and it has to do with our filing of our income taxes. April 15th is the big day for most of us. But, as some of us know, there's also the possibility of an extension for a little more time to complete our financial paperwork. This is just one example of real-world deadlines that, if they're not met, there's a price to pay. Today's gospel also has a time-sensitive message for each one of us. However, unlike knowing the deadline for filing taxes, applying for a job or school, there's an element of mystery to knowing our last moment here on earth. And that means that each day we need to do our very best to understand what needs to be done. What do we need to accomplish when it comes to living for and with Jesus? In the gospel, Jesus shares this very message with the Pharisees and with each of us. The rich man who encounters Lazarus, the poor man at his door each day, not only fails to help, but he also misses a very important and eternal deadline. If you hear the gospel, we might wonder, how could the rich man be so cold as to not find a way to help a man covered with sores and dying of hunger? Well, one explanation is that the rich man was so busy with everything in his business and all the people in his life that he had tunnel vision. Even though he was wealthy, his mind and his schedule could have become so filled to the point of distraction. And I think, if we're honest, at times, this is exactly what happens to us. How many times have we said something like this? I wish I could help. I wish I could get confession. I wish I could go visit a sick family member or a friend, but I can't right now. I'm just too busy. We might even have these works of mercy on a list, but like my tax forms getting pushed further and further to the side of the desk, these items keep getting pushed down on our list until one day they fall off the page. Jesus' parable has eternal ramifications. It's meant to shock us and to wake us up, to look at what is around us, who is around us, what we can see, and how we are to make our list. On the flip side of this story in the gospel is Lazarus. And for anyone who's going through a time of trial and, like Lazarus, remains faithful, there is the hope contained in the reward of Lazarus. Lazarus and some of you are going through rough waters, but because of your faithfulness, when it is your turn to go home to God, you too will receive a great reward. My brothers and sisters, today, whether we're more like the rich man or more like Lazarus, Jesus in his mercy shares a vital teaching for each one of us, that each day we are to live as family members, as friends, as brothers and sisters in Christ, loving and caring, as if today was our last, so that when it is, there's nothing that we didn't try to do for God and each other. May God bless you and your families this holy day, and may He give us the grace to see those in need and to make it our priority to love them.